warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? Hopefully you all are in good condition. Now I will introduce myself first. My name is Endah Dwi Lestari, and now I will talk about the country. What are they? That are US and Canada. Any one of you want to visit US or Canada? Before you visit US or Canada, you have to know what are the etiquette in this country. So do you know what are the etiquette in this country? Now I will tell you what are the etiquette in US and Canada. So don't go anywhere, let's check it out. Okay, now I will tell you about the etiquette in US and Canada. Do you know what is etiquette? Okay, now I will tell you. Etiquette is essentially a set of rules that a society follows because they are seen as proper, right, and polite. It's one of the many ways that a country or culture showcases and put into practice its values and ideals. Okay, now I will give you information about the etiquette meeting and greeting in US. In America, American greets are generally quite informal. This is not intended to show lack of respect, but rather a manifestation of the American belief that everyone is equal. Although it is expected in business situation, the Americans do not shake hands at social events. Instead, they may greet you with a casual hello or how are you or even just hi. In larger group, many may not greet you at all. In social situation, Americans rarely shake hands upon leaving. And then stand while being introduced. Only the elder, the ill, and physically unable persons remain seated while greeting or being introduced. If you are still old and young, it's better if you are stand while being introduced, okay? And next, it is good to introduce some information about a person you are introducing. For example, Susan, I'd like you to meet John. He designed the brochure we are using for the camping. And then, use a professional title when you are introducing people to each other. For example, Judge Susan, meet Dr. John. If you are introducing yourself, do not use your professional titles. Then, handshakes are usually brief. Light handshakes are considered distasteful. Use a firm grip. And the last, eye contact is important when shaking someone's hand. Okay, let's move to etiquette meeting and greeting in Canada. In general, Canadians are more reserved and polite than Americans and take matter of etiquette a little more seriously. Shake hands and introduce yourself when meeting Canadian for the first time. Always shake hands firmly when meeting or departing. Eye contact is important. Okay? Then, when a woman enter or leave a room, it is polite for men to rise. Men normally offer their hand to women. In Quebec, kissing on the cheek in the French manner is quite common. When close friends and family meet in Quebec, they use first name and kiss both cheeks. And then, Canadians are somewhat more formal than American with regard to name and title. And the last, academic title and degree are important to French Canadians. You should know and use them properly. And the next is about corporate culture in US. Americans view the business card as a source of future information and tend to exchange cards casually. There is no set ritual for exchanging business cards. And then, Americans prefer directness in communication. When Americans say yes or no, they mean precisely that. Maybe really does mean it might happen. It does not mean no. It is always proper to ask questions if you do not understand something. Americans ask questions, a lot of them. They are not ashamed to admit that they do know. Americans will assume you understand something if you do not tell them otherwise. And then, Americans are often uncomfortable with silence. Silence is avoided in social or business meetings. And the last, it is rude to interrupt someone who is talking. Say "excuse me" during pause and wait to be organized. Then about the corporate culture in Canada. Business cards are commonly exchanged in Canada. Business communication is quite direct in Canada, but more reserved than in the United States. Letter and telephone calls should be direct and succinct. Pleasantries are dispensed with very quickly. Business culture varies somewhat throughout Canada, depending on the region. And the last, although the relationship between Canada and United States is generally quite good, some Canadians may be worried about the intention of American business and put off by what they perceive as American arrogance. Some Canadians may dislike the American hard sell approach. And for the next, that is about body language. The etiquette body language in US. In US, keep your distance when conversing. If an American feels you are standing too close, he or she may step back without even thinking about it. Then, Americans are generally uncomfortable with some cheek touching, especially between male. Holding the middle finger up by itself is considered insulting and vulgar. And then, Americans smile a great deal, even as strangers. They like to have their smile returned. And the last, some Americans are known as back slapper. They give others a light slap on the back to show friendship. And for the next, that is about etiquette body language in Canada. In Canada, generally speaking, Canadians are more reserved than Americans. Canadians generally don't touch very much when conversing. Maintaining a certain amount of personal space is important. And then take off your hat or sunglasses when speaking with someone. The next is some gestures have different meaning in Quebec. For example, thumb down is considered offensive in Quebec, as is slapping on open palm over a closed fist. Like the rest of their country, men and women, French Canadians are use thumb up sign to mean okay. And the last, it's considered bad form by many in Quebec to talk with your hand in your pocket. And then I will tell you about the etiquette when dining and entertainment in US. In US, in a business setting, the person extending the invitation to a meal pay for it. The guest of honor is often toasted and should reciprocate by giving a toast of thanks. And then, dinner at an American home may be fairly informal. Do not be late for a dinner party. Arrive within 5 to 15 minutes after the time on the invitation. Never arrive before the time you were invited. If you are going to be more than 15 minutes late, phone your host and apologize. Never begin eating until everyone is served and your host have begun. Offer food or drink to others before helping yourself. Serve all women at the table first. And the last, do not be afraid of hurting someone's feeling by responding no to an invitation. People will be offered if you say you will attend and then you not come. And how about in Canada? In Canada, the host normally offers first toast. Wait until everyone is served wine and a toast is proposed before drinking. And then wine is normally served with meal in Quebec. Business entertainment is common, but the focus usually remains on business. Then, etiquette and formalities are more important in Canada than in United States. And the last, eating while walking or standing on the street in Quebec is considered bad form. So don't do that, okay? And the next, that is about helpful hints in US. In US, smoking is very unpopular. In United States, restaurants have a separate smoking and non-smoking section. Public and private buildings may be smoking except in designated area. Some people do not allow smoking in their home and will ask you to go outside if you want to have a cigarette. And then, please and thank you are very important in the United States. The next, say pardon me or excuse me if you touch someone or even get close to someone. And the last, if you feel uncomfortable with a question asked of you, simply smile and say, in my country, that would be a strange question. And let's move to the Canada. The helpful hint etiquette in Canada that are recognize the important regional difference exist in Canada and prepare to adapt. When in Quebec, learn a little French. Be patient. Greatly appreciate it when you take the effort to talk to them in their native language. Do not compare with the United States. And the last, do not use term Native Americans to refer indigenous people. And the last, that is about gift. The etiquette gift in US are Americans do not have as many customs and taboo concerning gift as many other cultures have. Gift from your country will always be appreciated. If you are invited to someone's home for dinner or party, bring flower, a potted plant, a fruit packet, candy, wine, or a book. Many companies have a policy that discourages their employees for giving or receiving gifts. Most government employees are not allowed to accept gifts. Do not be offered that if someone cannot accept a gift. And the last, cash gifts are never appropriate. And in Canada, the etiquette of gift is bring flower, fine wine, or chocolate for the host when invited to a Canadian home. Okay, that's all the etiquette in Canada and US. I hope it will help you when you want to visit Canada or US. Okay, that's all the etiquette in US and Canada. So thank you very much for your past attention. See you the next video. Bye bye.
Guess we doing just